Welcome to Portage Health Foundation podcast. My name is Michael Babcock. I am the host for our excellent Giving Tuesday podcast series we're doing, where we're talking to all 18 of our nonprofit partners about Giving Tuesday. So if you don't know about Giving Tuesday, it's an amazing program. We have 18 partners we're working with, and we are matching community donations up to $200,000. So what you need to do is go to phfgive.org/Giving Tuesday. You can make your donation right on there, or there's information on how you can mail a check to us at 400 Quincy Street in Hancock, Michigan, 49930. If you do mail a check, make sure you make in a little memo thing who you're going to make your donation to. If you make it online, make sure you click a button on who you're going to donate to. Today, we're here talking about Superior Search and Rescue, one of those 18 organizations. So again, if you're going to donate to them, make sure you go to Portage Health or phfgive.org/Giving Tuesday. Check Superior Search and Rescue, or if you're writing a check, make sure you write Superior Search and Rescue in the memo line. We are matching up to $200,000 in donations to these 18 organizations, which is incredible. That's 18 or 200,000 total. And we're here with Darian Reed from Superior Search and Rescue. Darian, welcome to the podcast. Tell us a little about yourself. Where are you from? What's your story here?
So, thank you, Michael. So I'm originally from Monroe, Michigan, the opposite side of the state. And I moved up here 4 years ago to start school at Michigan Tech. I should be finishing up next year with my degree there, and we will see what happens from there. I'm trying to stay up here as much as possible.
Excellent. I love to hear that too, because this organization is one of the best examples, I think, of especially something that's not like, this is just something that's happening, and it's happening very organically. Most of your organization is made up of Michigan Tech students and alumni, correct?
Yes. So we have about a 50-50 set of students from Michigan Tech, alumni, and the local community. We've been working more and more on trying to get a lot of the local community in, because our student, as much as we love the students, I absolutely love them, but we roll through them pretty quickly. They come in for a few years and then,
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about your organization. What do you guys do? How long have you been around? That kind of stuff.
So we've been around for quite some time here in Houghton and Keweenaw counties. We basically, at the request of local law enforcement, we will assist them in looking for missing persons in the area. We sometimes also get calls to come out and assist with Ontonagon County and Baraga County every once in a while. That's the primary purpose of our organization, is we go out and look for missing people.
Yeah, and I think one of the pieces of it that I think is really interesting is, and that you guys bring, law enforcement does incredible work. They have all kinds of tools that they do that are just incredible work they do. But what you guys can do is you bring in kind of a different angle, especially with the Michigan Tech students who understand technology to a greater degree. What are some of the things that you guys bring to a search that, local law enforcement probably doesn't have the resources for or the expertise in how to use?
So one of the biggest things, and we've been talking about this ever since we first got it not too long ago, was our search and rescue drone, a thermal capable camera located on a drone platform. We talked about it last year. That's something that's never been seen up here. And the students at Michigan Tech, they do a great job at being able to operate it, being able to run it, and we're working on more projects to try and get a better platform. And we're trying to use that for more than just missing persons also. Basically, it's available to local law enforcement. If they want it, we can come out and help with whatever they need for us to use it for.
Yeah, and if you want to go see what that looks like, as Darian mentioned, we talked about it last year. Superior Search and Rescue's first year as a Giving Tuesday partner was last year, and they actually came to our office in Hancock, and we did a little demo from it, went from their trailer, and it was actually really cool. So if you go to our Instagram page, it's instagram.com/phfgive, and then go to our stories, scroll through our featured stories, you can find a story with Superior Search and Rescue where we showcase how that works, what it means, show a picture of what it looks like when you actually use that compared to just a normal drone, which just does photography. It's a really, really neat thing, and it was fun last year to get to explore that. And it's also, we explored the trailer you guys use, which is like your mobile command center. I understand you guys have done some changes to that and the way you guys get out to different sites. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yep. So last year we were still in the progress finishing up the rebuild of it. We were basically took it apart and rebuilt it to better suit our needs. It is now pretty much finished, which is absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
It's taken some time, but you know what? One of the good things about the COVID pandemic is I've had a lot of time, and some of our other members have had a lot of time to work on stuff. and not be busy with other things. So we've
Right.
been able to finish that up. We have our computers installed. We have our radios installed. We even have some, great shelving in there for all the Milwaukee equipment that was donated back in the 2018 floods, Father's Day flood in the area. We've got a bunch of Milwaukee equipment, lights and tools and things of the like. And it's all nice and pretty well, it looks great.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna have
Um,
to. Maybe you'll have to send me a video of that so we can post it on our Instagram, because it'd be fun just to go through there with your camera to showcase the new stuff. And,
mhm.
and two things I want to mention while you said that. I see you got your Milwaukee sweatshirt on. It's just a
Yes.
reminder that this is available as a podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. So anywhere, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts, we're there. But you can also find this on YouTube. If you go to the Portage Health Foundation YouTube channel, you'll be able to find all of the videos from these interviews. I know some people just kind of prefer to have YouTube. It works really well on any device. So it's a good way to go on there and see that and get to know the people that are behind these organizations. The other thing I want to mention is a lot of that, and I don't know the exacts of how you funded all of it, but last year you guys were a Giving Tuesday partner, and a lot of the money, I assume, went to a project like that to help you be able to fund that mobile command center.
Yes. So a lot of the funds, some of it went to background stuff that we don't normally use, or I shouldn't say you don't normally see. Stuff like our website that we are going to be launching in the next week or so. Some of our storage of all the video that we get from the drone. Some of the funds went to the background processes, but a lot of the funds are going towards purchasing new equipment and getting new batteries for a lot of our equipment, and then building up our stockpile of supplies for searches. One of the big things about our organization, is that we are all volunteer. We are all self-funded. And pretty much we thrive on donations. Our services are completely free. We help out with a lot of the local events for communications. Our people go out and help with communications for Canal Run, the Great Bear Chase, Copper Dog. We go out and help out with those events for communications and emergency, as that middle person between the event and emergency services.
I love it.
But yeah, over time our equipment needs to get replaced, so we fund it.
And again, if you want to donate to Superior Search and Rescue, phfgive.org/Giving Tuesday. Make sure you click on them when you're choosing which nonprofit to go to. And again, the foundation is matching up to $200,000 total to the 18 different organizations. So, Darian, what was your first experience with Superior Search and Rescue? How did you first find out about it?
So I found out about Search and Rescue. Originally, I saw it at Michigan Tech's K-Day, my first year here.
And when you say that, me and dozens of hundreds of alumni are K-Day. I remember that. And K-Day is interesting. It's this big festival for first year students to go and learn about all the different organizations that are on campus. Used to actually be up in Copper Harbor. It's at McLean's now. This year, I think it was virtual with COVID or whatever. Anyways, tell me, so you went there at K-Day and you heard about this event?
So I went there, I saw the trailer, and I saw all the radio equipment. And I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. And I found a few other things there also. And, I tried to get into some of the stuff. Ended up actually stepping away from the search and rescue stuff just because of time and things like that. And then about a year later or so, I got brought back in. One of my friends was in search and rescue, and he said, hey, you're a great logistics person. I did a lot of back where I'm from. I did a Relay for Life for the American Cancer Society. I was one of the logistics people for the event, and I always liked solving puzzles. I came to a meeting, I saw some things, and I'm like, we could really work on some stuff. And so I brought up my ideas to Chris Van Arsdale, who's the emergency manager for Houghton and Keweenaw counties. He's also the president of Search and Rescue, and he said, go for it. And I was able to, first thing I wanted to bring up was funding. We were always talking about funding and what do we do? How do we get the money to help pay for some of the stuff? Because at that point, everybody was paying out of pocket for everything. And you can't always buy, for example, this radio is almost $5,000.
Wow, that's an expensive radio. And it doesn't look like it would be $5,000. Just judging by the video I'm looking at, but
yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to be $5,000, but it is. But it's one of the many tools that we need to be able to work, be able to communicate out in the Keweenaw, because there's no cell service. How do you communicate between all your teams?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, well, you know what? Let me give this a shot. I'm pretty good at, writing up applications and getting money. So I started getting I got a few donations set in, and then that's kind of where I got hooked in, and I got brought in to do more and more and more. And now I'm a board member with Superior Search and Rescue. One of my many titles.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So
it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I've gotten to know you from the Giving Tuesday stuff and some other work we do. And we'll talk about that in a little bit, because I'm excited to. I think it's a really cool success story for our community to hear about. But what drives you to stay with Superior Search and Rescue? What keeps you going? Because I mean, this is your last year at Tech, and I know that's got to be stressful with studies and that kind of stuff, trying to get ready for your next step in life. But what makes you want to stick with them? What keeps you going?
It's the idea of giving back. A lot of the people I've worked with, they put a lot of stuff into me, and I just want to give back. And actually, I always need to be doing something, and that's probably the biggest thing. It's just like, I need something to do. And Search and Rescue, I love the work, I love the people, I love the interesting projects that I get to work on. I mean, there's so much stuff I learned, so many people that I've met through it. You, for example, is probably one of the biggest ones. Was people that I'm friends with now,
Mm-hmm.
Both on a social basis and a professional basis. And it's
Yeah, it's interesting. Just a little behind the scenes. I'm like, Giving Tuesday last year was the first time I got to interact with Darian. But it's somebody that, I mean, now I swear it's at least once a week we're chatting. And that's just a thing that that kind of happens when you're trying to improve a community. Is you get you find yourself like a magnet to other people who are trying to see improvement in our community, which is pretty amazing. One of the next things I want to ask you is, one of the greatest success stories of your organization. Give me an example of Superior Search and Rescue going out and making a difference in our community.
So I would say one of the biggest ones was back in 2019. It was right before school started for Michigan Tech, and it was probably one of the biggest searches that people in the area have heard about. We had a missing female over near Shopko and Nakano, and I believe she was missing for just over a day. But we had a large rallying behind for the local community, because we had, I think, over 200 volunteers come on out to help with that, and we don't even know if that was everybody, because not everybody checked in with us. But being able to go out and look for these missing people, we don't publicize all the searches that we do. It's just we're background. It's something that happens, and people go missing. I mean, we got hikers, we have snowmobilers, we have everybody. But we keep a very, I don't know how to exactly explain it. It's, we don't do it out. We don't publicize a lot of stuff because we don't want the.
I'm gonna put some words in your mouth here, but it's not about you guys. It's about the success of and health of our community.
Yes.
Yes. I think that's obvious from the way you're talking about it and the way that you guys have so many partnerships. I mean, working with all the different sheriff's office, you have to, which I know you guys have a very close relationship to. It's impressive to see you guys go out and do that stuff. Again, if you haven't had a chance yet, go to our Instagram page, watch that story, what we did last year with Darian and one of the other members of it. It was pretty neat to see the work you guys can do, and it's great to hear stories like that one, in Houghton, of you guys actually going out and finding a person, because that's it. And I imagine the family and everybody else was very thankful for the volunteers, really, that are out there doing that.
Yep, and that's the biggest thing, is that we get so many people that come out to help out with these events. We have all the public events that we do, but we also all the searches. We go out quite a few times a year to go out and look for these missing people, and we're bringing someone's family member home. We're bringing community member home. out of towner, it doesn't matter who you are, we will come out and help you, and we're willing to do it.
Yeah, I love it. It's a great example of the community seeing a benefit like that. My first example of you guys working with you guys was actually through the Canal Run, which I'm a committee member of. You guys partner with us every year. I know a few years ago we were able to make a donation as part of Canal Run Gives Back to your organization, which was a lot of fun. We're lucky to have you guys. One of the questions I've been asking everybody is how COVID affected your organization. What kind of things has that done for you guys this year?
So it's kind of slowed things down a bit. We have unfortunately not have had as many trainings as we normally would. We're consistently always training our members. We're always learning about new things, new techniques, and we normally have a once a month meeting that's in person, and we talk about all sorts of stuff from radio communications to searching techniques, things. And a lot of this stuff requires us to be together, to go out into the field and actually practice it. It's hard to do that over a Zoom conference. So that's been one of the aspects. One of the good things that has kind of come out of this, as I mentioned before, was having a little bit more time. Some of our members have been able to go out and work on projects like our mobile command trailer. We were able to get that finished up. A lot of the background projects that have been kind of put on the back burner a little bit just because we don't have time, we've been able to get done. And I think we mentioned this a little bit, was we've had a few searches this year, but we've not had any full-on searches for a missing person.
Yeah.
And then one of the other big things has been all the local community events. Those are, if you don't see us a lot with our searches, but you see us a lot with the community events like Canal Run, Bridge Fest, all those large events here in the area. They haven't been happening, and we haven't been able to go out and practice some of the skills that we learn.
Yeah, so the last one you guys were at was probably Copper Dog, which was right before the virus hit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one of the things I want to mention with COVID, and this is a place that I've gotten to work with you quite a bit lately, and this is a really good example of how these organizations can lead to further things. You've been a part of the Houghton and Keweenaw County Emergency Operations Center, working with logistics throughout the COVID-19 experience. Tell me a little bit about what that's been like and what your role has been.
So my role with the county has been as the logistics section chief. My primary duty is to take orders from local community agencies, law enforcement, fire departments, the health department, nursing homes, everybody. Send that to the state, get supplies ordered, such as masks, face shields, gowns, all sorts of PPE. Getting those out and getting those delivered out to our local agencies and help with that community need. I've been also working a little bit on some of the donations. We had a bunch of volunteers that decided to help start making 3D printing face shields, and I was able to get those out and distributed out to the local area. And for a while, I was doing that 5 days a week. I was running down to Ontonagon County to go pick up supplies, and I'd bring them up here, get them separated out, and go out and deliver them. That was a lot of fun, and one of the big things that actually led that to happening, this is my first time in an emergency operations center. And Chris asked me to be a part of it, and I'm like, yeah, I'll help out, do what I can. And it's been absolutely great.
Yeah, I went on a delivery with you earlier this year. One of the things that I've been doing on that is helping out with the Copper Country Strong website. And that's all related to the Emergency Operations Center. And so we went out together and, took some photos of you actually making those deliveries to those different places. And again, this is the kind of thing that without Superior Search and Rescue existing, we wouldn't have had this Michigan Tech student who came from out of town, connecting with our local community and making a difference in our community. And it's things like Superior Search and Rescue that I find to be amazing, because we have an incredible resource over at Michigan Tech, and to have it lead to an organization like this that's helping find people when they're literally lost in our, in our beautifully rugged woods that surround our community. And then also having you involved with something like an emergency response to a pandemic like this has been really incredible. So when you're donating to an organization like this, it's also supporting that community collaboration, and showing these Michigan Tech students that we appreciate that. And one of the things I want to give you a chance for a plug here is you're graduating. What are you graduating with? What's your degree in?
So I am going to be graduating with a degree in civil engineering, and a minor in rail transportation, and a minor in municipal engineering.
Well, we can't help you with rail transportation. They took away our railroads not long ago. Yeah. But the rest of that stuff, if you're out there and you're looking to make a hire, Darian would be a wonderful hire. I'm making like personal recommendation now. So, hopefully we'll be able to keep you up here, because I think it's incredible what you've done. And Superior Search and Rescue is a great organization that we hope you'll go out and support. What other ways can people support Superior Search and Rescue? Where can people find you guys?
So right now we're on Facebook, Superior Search and Rescue. Just type that in and you should be able to find us. Pretty easy. We got a nice bright orange logo.
It's a nice logo. I do like it.
Yes. You can also email us info@superiorsar.org. And then, like I said earlier today, we're going to be launching our website next week, www.superiorsar.org. And right there will be a lot of our contact information. We're always looking for volunteers. I have a notepad full of projects. If you're looking at this on the video, you can see I have this notepad full of projects, with different things that we want to work on. And it's not just search and rescue. We are right now, I'm working on a project to form our local CERT team, community emergency response team. And it's going to be a continuation of search and rescue. And it's, a lot of the people that join up with search and rescue, we don't just end up putting on just the hat for search and rescue. We have a few members that are part of local fire departments, local law enforcement, and it helps lead into this emergency response for the local area. If you're interested in an area, we can connect you with the right people. If you want to move into, for example, a fire department, we can connect you with a pathway to get there. And that's what we're trying to work on.
Excellent. So we'll make sure you let me know what that website is launched, and we'll promote it to get people out there so they know about it. Again, I want to thank you, Darian, for joining us on the podcast today. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much, Michael. It was great. Absolutely love the work that you've done. Awesome person to work with on everything. So
yeah, well, that's good. That's good to hear. If you want to make a donation, phfgive.org/Giving Tuesday. Make sure you mark Superior Search and Rescue and whoever else you want to support. When you make your donation, you can also send a check to 400 Quincy Street. Thank you so much for being on, Darian. If you guys want to subscribe to the podcast or anywhere you find podcasts, or you can find us on YouTube. Thank you so much, and we'll see you guys next time.